going to show you how to set up the head for one of our C8H ChamferMate machines. We have the head off of the machine. It is not necessary to take it off. I'm just doing this for illustration purposes so you can see it closer. The head, this is a typical head that comes on our machine. It has 3 tool holders. It has a tool holder with Carbide Inserts to do the OD chamfer or bevel. Actually machine the bevel on the part on the outside diameter. It has a tool to do the inside diameter of the pipe. We call it the ID tool holder. It's used to put a small bevel or chamfer on the inside of the pipe. And the tool here that's squared is the facing tool holder to square up the end of the pipe and machine the land on it. With your manual, there's a set of instructions on how to set up the head. In the manual, there are 3 sets of dimensions, one for each set of tool holders. What you need to do, first off, is verify that the tool holders you have in your head match the tool holder numbers that are on each one of these pages. There's one page for the OD tool holder, the outside diameter, one page for the ID, and one page for the facing tool holder. Okay. What we're going to do, we're going to set this head up to do 4-inch schedule 80. So if you'll take this, the outside diameter page, look for 4-inch diameter, schedule 80. There's a number in the white box of 2.082. Again, that is for this particular head, this set of instructions. Okay? We're going to use that number to adjust the tool holder to. Okay, again, the head is off the machine. If you have it on the machine, we'll show when you watch the video on how to set up the machine, you'll see how to access it. Okay, the first thing you need to do, we're going to adjust the outside diameter tool holder first. First thing you need to do is come in and loosen the 2 locking wedge screws. From there, there's a little jack screw in here that you turn, which actually raises up and loosens the wedge. This allows you to take a little hex driver from the outside and turn the tool holder and move it in or out. Okay? Remember our 2.082 dimension. We're going to take a set of calipers and adjust them to 2.082. Very difficult to get it exactly right. Okay, this dimension is measured from the back of the tool holder to the inside of the head. So what we want to do, we want to come in and move this tool holder towards the center until we get the caliper to go right in here. At that point, we need to back out the jack screw some. We want to just snug down, just lightly snug down the wedge screws. And then what I like to do is go in and remeasure this dimension and see if it's right. Okay, we're off very, very close. If you can get it within a couple thousandths, that's typically good. We need to move it a little bit by just lightly tightening these. You can adjust it some. And see, we're up a little bit. We're going to move it down some so we get our 2.082. Okay? From there, go ahead and tighten down your wedge screw. Okay? And then lightly tighten the jack screw just to keep it from coming loose. Okay, now our outside diameter tool holder is set. Next, we want to go to the ID tool holder, and again we're doing 4-inch schedule 80. That dimension is 2.227. Set our calipers at 2.227. Okay. We'll loosen our wedge screws. Tighten this one down, which will raise the wedge up and loosen it. Okay, you can see the wedge is now loose. And then we want to adjust this tool right here to 2.227. It's very close. Okay, and we got it where we want it. Back this wedge, the jack screw out some. Just again, lightly snug these down. That way you can still move this a little bit if you need to. We'll check our dimension. It's 2.222. So we need a little bit more, so we want to move it in just a tad. It doesn't take much. Now we're at 2275, so that's good. We'll go ahead and we'll tighten these screws down. And again, just run this in, just snug it a little bit so it won't come loose. Next we're going to do the facing tool holder. Again, 4-inch. Schedule 80 is 2.162. Loosen our wedge. Run this down till it loosens it. And we need 2.162. Measure this dimension in here. Adjust this down till it just touches it. Okay. Snug it down some. Recheck it. It's 2.160. As we're only going to be machining just a little bit of land, it's within a couple of thousandths, that's fine. Back out our wedge. Go ahead and tighten this down. And just snug the wedge. Okay. Now we have all three of our tool holders set to do 4-inch schedule 80. When you set the machine up and run it, these dimensions should get you close. They won't be exact. You may not get the exact form that you need on the edge of the pipe, but it will get it close enough that you shouldn't wreck anything. In other words, when you make a full cut, all three tools should be touching. If you want to, make the land wider or narrower, it's a matter of adjusting the ID tool holder and the OD tool holder to get the land you want and the amount of ID chamfer that you want. Once you have the end of the pipe machined like you want, go back in and remeasure these dimensions, okay, and see what you changed it to. From there, you can go into this chart and let's go back a page here. Go back to the OD tool holder. We had 2.082. It might be that you need to change that to 2.095 or something. In other words, you find that's what your dimension is that worked. Write that dimension here below it, so the next time you go back to that setting, you'll know what dimension to use. The head typically uses standard carbide inserts. We also supply you with the tools to change the inserts. Just a matter of unscrewing them, off of here and screwing them back on. These type use a clamp, where you go in and loosen the clamp. Where you loosen the clamp, and then loosen the ID, the little lock pin there, and then the insert will come off, so you can change it or turn it if you need to turn it. Always put it in. This is a cam system, so you just turn it down, locks it in. Turn the clamp back straight and tighten it down. That should be all you need to do to set up the head. Again, it just took it off the machine for illustration purposes. It's a lot easier to do it on the machine, so you don't have to take it off each time.